Cullan Parks, and I live here in Greenville, South Carolina, and I go to Jailland and the Funland Center. I'll be reading a poem and a flash fiction piece. The poem is titled A New Day. The sun shines in different hues of yellow. It seems out of center, but it's the first thing I notice. It beams down a light, for lack of a better word, yellow color that spreads across the field of view. Shades grow dimmer, darker, as they do from a distance, until the brightness touches zero and the color turns to black. Two crows gaze upon the light above, equidistant from the center, reflected upon axis, where brightness just creeps past 10 and color begins to return. Pillars lean outward, reflect each other, bring the brightness back to where it belongs. The black is left behind with the crows, and the view climbs higher and higher. The sun seems to favor the left side. It shatters the mirror and symmetry breaks, but it doesn't seem to matter at all. The world wants to lean to the left. The next piece is Recyclables, which have no desired purpose. There were many pieces of plastic. They were standalone pieces of plastic. They had no formal shape or purpose other than being plastic. They felt useless. They wanted to be something. Some pieces joined together to make toy soldiers with tiny moving parts. Other pieces became a small child, much bigger than the toy soldiers. So the toy soldiers were able to be used. Some realized that the infant couldn't survive on its own, so they became parents. Some pieces were undecided. The plastic parents thought that they would need a place to live, so they took it upon themselves to take the undecided plastic and use it to make a plastic house. The undecided plastic didn't care that it was a house. It was still undecided, but undecided while in the shape of a plastic house. The house wasn't the safest thing in the world because of this. It had no motivation to be a house. There was nothing that made the undecided plastic want to be a house. The parents were lonely, being the only ones there, so they made more toy soldiers, and more infants, and more parents, and more houses too. They made big houses and small houses, plastic streets and plastic cars, plastic stop signs and plastic stoplights, but all of this was undecided plastic. The only plastic that was happy was the original toy soldier, since it was the only plastic that was not undecided. The only reason it was a toy soldier was because it wanted to be a toy soldier. Everything else was created to please the needs of what came before it. So the cars and stop signs had nothing to gain from being what they were, just like the parents and plastic everything else. Why would this make the stop signs and cars and parents happy? It was because of this that the plastic world fell apart. The houses could no longer hold the shape of houses. The parents couldn't hold the shape of parents anymore. Everything fell apart. The only thing left was the original toy soldier. It marched around the fallen houses, triumphing over the parents. Thank you.